When I first started doing it, I was a mess. I was a wreck. I can only remember thinking, I'm sure people were very nervous going in, but if they only knew that I was even more nervous than they were. And it's amazing because when I've had a really tough week or a tough day, I hear confessions for an hour, like on a Saturday afternoon, and I get it. I walk out of there, I walk into the church, and I get it. This is what the priesthood is about.
I recently lost my mother, and my mother and I were very close, and it was too big. This was a challenge that I, rock bottom, couldn't handle. So I came back to church. He listened to my confession that I hadn't given in 30 years, and I haven't missed since. I don't want to put him on a pedestal or anything, but he is my rock.
Thursday itself was the best part of the entire Mass was the very end. I felt like I was in the garden. Kind of blew me away.
Right. I like to begin my day with prayer because that roots me and that centers me in God. And then another important part of my day is exercise. I'm kind of a physical exercise nut. And so I go to the gym and I run. And that's also a time when I think about the homily too.
Esto que hizo Jesús en Caná de Galilea.
About 40% of our parish is Hispanic. So a big part of what we do is Hispanic ministry. This is a couple who's been married civilly for years, and now they want to be married in the church. I love celebrating the Mass in Spanish. I love it in English, and I love it in Spanish.
Que nunca los separe el hombre. Amen.
How did you decide to become a priest?
I was getting ready to graduate from college, and I had decided to spend the next year working as a missionary volunteer in the Dominican Republic. And it was there that I met my good friend, Father Pat Posey, and I'd been thinking about the priesthood, and one day I went to him and I said, hey, Father, I'm thinking about being a priest. Could you give me some advice? And he gave me the best practical advice I've ever gotten. He said, Tony, when you get back to the States, get your dream job, get the job you've always wanted, and if you're still not satisfied after a while, take a real hard look at the priesthood. So I was working on Capitol Hill for a member of the House of Representatives, and I loved my job. But after a couple months, I sensed that my heart was not completely in it. And it was then that two things lined up for me, God's providence and free will. I felt that God was calling me to be a priest, but that just as importantly, I wanted to be a priest more than anything else in the world, and that's when I took the step. Best decision I ever made.